How's it going, everyone? It's been so long since I've streamed. It's the holidays. I was sick, out of town, but I'm gonna try to do these a little more. I know my algorithm says, so like my analytics say that like nighttime is the best time to do these, but sometimes I don't want to stream at like 10 p.m. So gonna watch this high school game back. High school film is always good because I know it's not gonna get me copyrighted. Actually, should we do a game with like a higher level prospect? I was looking at this. Could do that one. I don't think it's be bad competition. We could do Rosser or Spears. I've watched less Rosser actually, so I like that. Um, and Beckham Black also plays for Southeastern as well, which is going to be good. I got to pull these rosters up. Got Pistons Celtics on in the background. I feel a little vindicated for my Celtics takes before the season. I was decently high on them, at least compared to some of my like coworker writer friends who seemed pretty skeptical. The great thing about these EYBL Scholastic games is that they generally have pretty accessible box scores. And as I say that, I can't find the one for this game because of course not. But let me tweet out the stream. And I never opened Blue Sky, but I might as well throw it on Blue Sky. And I should change the title as well. There we go. Okay, let's get started watching this game actually. Hope everyone's having a nice week, nice Monday. I know Beckham Black, I haven't seen much of at all. I've seen a good amount of roster, but not as much as like Spears or Gaskins. Yeah, interested to see how Beckham Black does. First shot, good looking play. These like deeper high school classes seem fun, but I've been having so much fun with the 2020-2026 draft. I mean, it's just electric. It's so insanely good. And I love this class. Dude, I should pull these rosters up actually. If they even have a good Montverde usually has rosters. Okay. 5 is Lincoln Cosby. All right, I'll figure this out. High school. This is high school hoops sometimes. It's just grinding for these random rosters. Nope, this is not the Southeastern. Nope, not looking for junior varsity basketball. Okay, yeah, I thought that was my guy Obeneke. I thought that was my guy Obeneke, number 15, who I interviewed and who I think is pretty good. But yeah, aside from like Darren being injured, kind of everything you could possibly ask for from this draft. I mean, it's really wild. Roster. I think Roster is probably my number one in 2020, whatever class he is right now, after Bruce Branch reclassified. I definitely like him a bit more than Spears. I know that for sure. Caden Daughtry's also probably in that. Oh my God. Joe Philon. I'm a big fan of Joe Philon. He's a great athlete. I'm just writing some of my notes, but yeah, Rosser. He's like a 3-and-D kind of like giant 4-wing type, at least at this point. Like he's a crazy touch shot maker. He's not like an amazing ball handler at this stage, but he's really young too. He's also one of the younger players at the top of his class, which is also good as well. Good contest right there by Obi. But yeah, I don't know much at all about Beckham Black. I'm drawing a foul right there. Yeah, it's been a really fun draft. I'm enjoying pretty much, aside from Nate Ament, I think kind of almost all of like the high level freshmen who we thought were going to be good are good or better. Ooh, I like that attempt by Beckham Black, trying like the jump pass. But yeah, the number 12 just wasn't in the spot that he thought it would be. Like it looked like, is that Jackson Richardson? I think that's Jackson. Yeah, it is Jackson Richardson. Okay, this team is loaded. Damn. This team is crazy loaded. Wow. Okay. Similar first name. I did not know Jackson Richardson was on this team. That's sick. Okay, this is awesome. But yeah, I have not. Ooh, great block right there by Jackson. Who is that? 40, just kind of grabbing his own rebound. Derek Daniels, 6'8" center. I'm excited for this Pistons Celtics game. The Amazon, all of like the new NBA coverage has been great, especially the Prime one. And also the fact that we like condensed two really shitty ones into one with like TNT and ESPN merging also is like a sleeper kind of help for this. Good cut by Richardson. He's such a good cutter. As he should be for someone of his level of athlete. Also ball watching from Phylon there. All right, let's keep going. But yeah, there's like a lot of legitimate NBA prospects on the floor right now. Mostly on the Southeast prep side, but obviously way early to know at this stage. But like, yeah, I don't know if I can actually say any of these guys are like going to be NBA prospects. I'm pretty sure Jackson Richardson will be like roster. You'd think because he's really highly rated, but a lot of times the best 16-year-olds in the world are not the best 18-year-olds in the world. In some cases, they are. They stay at that level. Like your boozers, the Vances, like do stay at that level. But oh my God, was that a Kezi with the crazy length? Yeah, his length, crazy that he was the one. How did that go in? I have no idea how that shot went in, but you can still see Ikezi's wild length. See some Beckham Black in the pick and roll. I wonder if he's a better scorer. Let's see if he's a better scorer than his brother was in high school. And I guess it's still never gonna I doubt it'll ever really be a strength for Anthony Black, but he's definitely getting better. Good floater by Ikezi, nice touch. Two is Donnie Miller. I feel like I've watched him before. I could check my notes. Great rotation. Is that a foul? No, great rotation by Ikezi again. Yeah, it doesn't jump from A to B. His feet start below the restricted area and below the restricted area. Vertical up top. You could kind of maybe argue that the what is that, his left arm bar, but again, I think it's a good no call. It's a good contest to me. Ooh, is that Beckham Black getting stripped? Nope, no, it's just a bad pass in traffic and going the other way. Oh, I thought he was gonna make that. I'm excited. Number 5, Lincoln Cosby, I'm excited to watch because he's on the Puma circuit, and the fact that I didn't go there live and I don't have access to their film, I have basically never watched him. So I'm excited. Oh, okay, so definitely trying these like high value passes. I mean, it's one of those plays that I could like. I'd love to see a better camera angle first off, but also I think you could realistically blame the roller here for not like rolling into this, for not continuing to roll into the space through being checked by a very short looking guard. How tall is Javion Tyndale? 5'9". Yeah, like he's not, because the roller doesn't want to physically roll. Yeah, I'm blaming that on the roller. You know what? That's a good pass. I'm talking myself into this. Yeah, I'm liking the Beckham Black playmaking, which is nice to see, as I kind of hoped for. Nice drive right there. Let's see. Rosser, great touch. Rosser's touch is very nice. He is gigantic and has a great touch. Good starting point, and loses the ball there, but just gets it back and finishes. Ball control is really hard for these like gigantic young players. It's just like they don't have the frames to handle the ball and like actually like control and move their bodies. Like I don't really think too hard about like ball control for a guy like Rosser beyond like the kind of limitations I think he'll always have when it comes to his size. Another loose ball. Lincoln Cosby. Yeah. I was saying I'm excited. I'm definitely going to pay attention to Cosby because I've basically never watched him before. I like his energy. I think, I think he made that last play against Rosser. Sorry, just writing. Out for 3, Beckham Black. Definitely a clunky jumper, but I love the relocation here. Great job finding his way to the corner. I mean, that's just like a good sign to me of the off-ball feel that he always displays, and that I think is definitely a strength of his. Who's number 5 on Southeastern? Aiden Gross, Groce. Good drive. Filan is very explosive. I feel like I previously conceived of him as like a big, but or at least maybe he used to play like that. Oh, yeah. There's the CJ Rosser special, just like off a little flare, or I can't tell if that was a flare or just like a quick catch and shoot. But regardless, hella impressive for a player of CJ Rosser's size to be able to shoot like this. Going to be peeking over to this Pistons Celtics game. Shout out to Jordan Walsh, Link Academy alum. Even though we're not watching Link Academy, I was briefly going to do that. He's awesome. I love Jordan Walsh in high school and in college, so I'm happy to finally see him thriving. Good deflection by Rosser. Yeah, this Southeastern prep team is sick. Okay, Rosser's a beast. Just like getting his hand in the passing lanes, 2 deflections in 1 possession. That is so sick. I love him. Such a sick player. He's gonna be awesome. He's gonna be so good. CJ Rosser missing his free throws. Good rebound right there. Is that Cosby with the block? I think Lincoln. He's definitely got like some length, some athletic. He might have fouled in there, but he's got some length. He's got some athleticism for sure. Like I said, liking the energy on the defensive end. Definitely going for these offensive rebounds too. But Can we like see the ball, please? This is wonderful. So I'm gonna infer that C.J. Rosser hit a 3 by the tone of this still and the celebration. I don't know how it happened, what the 3 looked like, if somebody created it, but he made a 3. He does that. I would have loved to watch the play. I don't know if that's too much to ask for, though. Sometimes it feels like it is. Cosby. Ooh, lefty. Back to Rosser. I'm excited to see Rosser just like with this much aggression. I feel like in a lot of the games I've watched of Rosser, he's like not as aggressive as I'd like him to be. He played with another really good 2027 guard, King Gibson in AAU, who was like a high usage on ball creator, among other players, which could definitely cause some of it. But I definitely could drive right there. Was that Gross? Aiden Grossi? I don't know how to say this. I'm sorry for butchering your name, bro, but you're hooping right now. Good drive. Nice little explosiveness, change of direction, getting to the rim. Not actually that explosive, but definitely fluid coming out of that break with the ball, which is what you like to see, of course. Jaden Hodge, I believe that. Definitely see the vision on this pass. Who deflect? Is that Akezzi again, or is that Jackson? Yeah, it's Jackson Richardson. He's so ridiculous. I want to get this still with his hand on the ball that I got for a second right there. Look at him flying in for the block. I don't love this decision. He does this often where he just jumps for blocks that he doesn't need to, and he still managed to like find his way to the ball there. I don't know, man. His defense is so ridiculous. I really need him to like somehow figure out the touch or like learn to dribble. But man, he's so good on defense and he's so athletic. He's so much fun to watch. Definitely one of these guys who I think is maybe a little underrated now because he's like so blatantly lacking in like offensive skill in a lot of areas. But to me, he's clearly like still very talented. Another Rosser 3. Very cool to see. I mean, it's like Patrick Baldwin comes to mind, but I think Rosser's definitely, not definitely. I think he's certainly better defensively than Baldwin was at the same stage, like by many tiers, which is obviously a good like fail safe. But yeah, Rosser was really fun in that first quarter. Just watching him be aggressive as a scorer, make plays on defense. Do what you want a number one player to do. But yeah, I'm very curious to see where Bruce Branch ends up now that he reclassified. Before he reclassed, I think I had Branch over Rosser, but I definitely viewed them as like the same level of prospect. I think Branch is definitely better at the moment, but Rosser is younger. And I think his size is a definite differentiator, as is the mobility. Like, look at him kind of just like chasing her. This isn't a screen, but a lot of big men like get stuck in traffic and aren't able to move and change directions. But like, he is so fluid. So fluid. Can we get Anthony Black? Can we get Beckham? Let's get Beckham Black back on the floor. I'd like to see him back and cooking. Because 24 is definitely having a tough go of it, at least compared to Beckham out there. Ooh. Kezzy for 3? Oh, beautiful. Wow. Okay. I don't think I remembered him ever shooting threes at Prolific. Wow. Big catch and shoot 3. Damn, that was cool. I like Kezzy. I mean, I like him for reasons that are not his shooting generally. Like, he's a great rim protector. He's athletic. He's got a high motor, but he also, I guess, can make threes now, which is nice to see. Definitely nice to see. This front court of Akezzi and Rosser is ludicrous. Crazy high school front court. Another touch shot attempt here by Akezzi. I like this try. It's a pretty good miss. I mean, I don't really subscribe much to like quality of make / miss. But you know, he definitely got close on that attempt. I like that he's trying the touch shots. I also hate that he didn't get the damn ball here. Like maybe a foul, but he swipes back. I mean, you just need to get the ball there. He's doing really good, like sealing though. A couple really impressive plays from him early in this game. He's a cool player. But yeah, it happens a lot in college too, but like especially in Rosser. Jesus. Look at him just Phylon with a pretty good dig here. He gets in, he gets his hand on the ball, tries to recover, but nope, Rosser's too nasty of a shooter. Whew. He is so sick. Sar, yeah, I think that's a reasonable theory. I always kind of believe that just like having the athleticism and the movement skills gives you a floor so you can like access all of your skill. Oh my goodness. You can access all of your skills and floors and just like have the chances to improve. And I think there's some of that with Sar, definitely. But no, I'm very pleased with Sar's sophomore year. It's been disappointing for the rest of that team. I'm bummed that Keyshawn has cooled down pretty significantly after that start because he was looking so good. He was looking excellent through like and he's still been good, don't get me wrong, but like he was looking like really good. There we go, 24, big three. So yeah, Keyshawn's still at above league average true shooting. I like him getting the creation reps. I'd like that to continue, though. I think there's promising stuff there. It's hard to be a 21 or 22-year-old or whatever strength-based creator, unless you're like Cam Boozer at 22 or Zion or whatever. But I do think the future is bright for Keyshawn. And I think Trey has been fine. Like, I'm not worried about Trey. It's just a shit situation. But they get a top 3 pick and everything is saved. So that's all they really need to do. Is Rosser going to bail them out again with another crazy streak? Oh my God. What a absurd shooting profile. Absurd performance. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Rosser's an absolute stud. Good steal. There we go. Kellen Cantrell, junior guard, getting the steal right there. Finishing. No, he's just going to dump it off to Jackson. He's going to dunk the ball. Really impressive. Man, CJ Rosser is so good. It is at the NBA level, it's going to be tough for like a 6'10 guy. Tough to guard a 6'10 guy with his kind of shooting versatility. Obviously, at the high school level, it is literally impossible for like 99% of teams. But unless you have a Marcus Spears or one of those guys, looks like he falls over. Does he get? I don't know if he got tripped right there. But Lincoln Cosby back in the game, definitely the best like body type matchup for him for Montverde. At least it seems that way. Great pass. Oh, not the most accurate in the world, but he got the ball where it needed to be. Jackson Flint, senior big. Nice. Cosby. I'd like to see Cosby try to create or do something with the ball. I just don't know what he does on offense. Not like in a bad way, and like I've literally never watched him and don't know what he does on offense kind of way. Rosser, another deflection. I don't even know if he got his hands on it. I think he might have missed that ball, but his length is definitely a deterrent regardless. Like even when he's not necessarily deflecting the ball, I think his length is absolutely playing a part in making these passes tougher and making it harder, making life harder. Did Beckham Black get like hurt or something in this game? Because why is he not playing? I don't know. I miss him. They should put it back in the game. But alas, we will power on. Is he on the bench? He's probably just he's probably just on the. They're probably just giving him some extended rest while they blow the hell out of Montverde right now. But Cosby, nice drive, nothing crazy there. I like him making a solid decision, passing out of like 3 or 4 guys, closing in on his drive. Nothing crazy, but good quick decision there. Not really a quick decision, but just a decision nonetheless that worked out. Successful one, I'll say. Ooh, ambitious, very ambitious finish try. I definitely like Gross Aiden's like speed once he gets to build up a little bit. His steps are like really choppy at first. Once he gets this like 3, 4, 5 step head of steam, boom, he's like right by his defender. And I like his like steps around this contesting defender, like good decel. Just couldn't finish it. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying watching him. This Southeastern prep team is super fun. I definitely want to. I'm gonna find. I know a bunch of their games on YouTube. Whew. Good finish by Cosby. I thought Kezi blocked that. Hard to really tell. I swear it looks like he gets his finger on the ball. Regardless, great touch. Good finish by Cosby right there over a very tough contest that may or may not have been a tipped ball. I think switching is probably the move on roster. Yeah, another 3 for Kezi. It looks good. But yeah, I think switching on roster is probably the move because I don't think he's good enough through bumps with his dribble to like bash through a small guy getting up into his chest from 25 feet out. Dude, Kezi's so good. Look at him move. Really fluid contain right there. A very impressive first half for him. Cosby. Ooh, that is a tough shot. Probably would have been better to just like kick it back out right there, but tough shot right there. Good pass. Beautiful timing. Great accuracy. Yeah, it's a tight extremely tight window pass. Love that. And Kezi with the drop. Unfortunate. But yeah, number 5 here. Gross. Do I see parallels with Michael and Ant? Like Anthony Edwards? If Anthony Edwards, like I don't think they're particularly similar at all as prospects, other than their like 3-point shooting is fake and you should ignore it. But like Ant wasn't that crazy of a pre-college shooting prospect. Michael was, which is like the main reason, which is, more of the reason why I'm like throwing out the, I mean, I truly couldn't care less about the shooting percentage, but yeah, I don't know. I do think there's potentially a through line with people overvaluing college shot selection. I think I was guilty of this 5-6 years ago when I wasn't a huge, I mean, I thought Anthony Edwards was elite, but I didn't have him number 1 or number 2 in that draft. Like, shout out Killian Hayes. But I do think people over-index on shot selection. I think that's one of the more fixable things. Like, I think shot selection and like feel are very different things. Like decision making is a part of it for sure. But I think shot selection can also be so impacted by circumstances that it's hard to really like ding a guy so much. And I think people definitely did for Ant, and I do think people will do that for Michael. Again, you see what happens when Roster has to pick up his dribble and try to make a play. Handle is definitely the biggest weakness. But yeah, I don't think Michael and Ant are like similar prospects, but I do think there are some parallels actually in terms of like why they might be undervalued. But yeah, Michael's great. He's not Ant level. I mean, I think they're honestly. I don't know. I just think about it. I mean, my like philosophies and like everything about how so much has changed in the last like 5-6 years that it's so hard to like reliably. Good shot by Beckham Black. But I definitely think Edwards is like probably a tier up as a prospect. If we're being real. Even though I don't think like there's definitely some revisionist history with Ant because of how good he is now and how much he's developed. But like he was obviously a limited prospect in a lot of ways. And I think, you know, there are universes where it doesn't go as well as it went, obviously. Jackson. That's so unfair. You just like set a little early screen pin on Jackson Richardson's defender. They can't switch in time, and it's a wide open dunk. Like what are you supposed to do? The point guard 1/2, depending on what you think of Darren Peterson positionally, conversation is going to be very interesting to me between Michael, Kingston, Phylon, and Sturts. Though I think Sturts definitely last for those to me, but still I think good enough to like worth mentioning in that group of players. But it's a crazy point guard class. It's a just really good guard class overall. Like last year was a pretty good guard class. I think like nothing incredibly special, but like Harper, I loved Harper. I loved Fears. Jace was good. Probably other guards I'm forgetting who I think are good. Like Trey, I think is going to be good. VJ is solid, even though VJ is like a little wing more than a guard. But overall, I think this year's guard class is so loaded. It's silly. Even beyond like the lottery guys. Like I love Tyler Tanner so much. I like Malik. Acuff is good. Jacoby Gillespie's good. Christian Anderson is good. Let's see if Montverde can generate some more offense in this half. I definitely felt like the length and the size of this Southeastern prep team was giving them a lot of troubles, as there isn't really like a star creator on this Montverde team. Definitely been kind of weird over the last couple of years seeing these like lower level Montverde teams compare, at least relative to like the Cadenham, Coopenham. I mean, we just saw the Cooper Flag team, but like, is this the second straight season of like them having obvious like real D1 prospects could pass by Black, but not your like starting lineup of NBA players. Where like Southeastern Prep at this point, like that's more what they look like. Obviously not to that level, but just interesting. I'm sure Kevin Boyle leaving has everything to do with it, but it's still just like kind of jarring to see. Like a block by Obi. At least I'm pretty sure that was him. Yeah, definitely him. Whew, just spikes it off the glass. Really good player. See Rosser with the ball in the open floor. Yeah, the handle is loose. But Rosser's not going to be a guy who needs to dribble a lot. Calipari's great pass by Beckham. Good skip pass. Yeah, Beckham Black is good. I'm enjoying this. Definitely. I'd like to see him against like some, I don't know, fairly better competition. But Beckham could pull up 3. Oh my God, Jackson. Insane. Whew. He is so athletic and fun to watch. Yeah, the 2025 draft is like lead guards and big wings. Honestly, just like normal, there's good normal sized wings too, like Cam Carr and Isaiah Evans, but Do you need a point guard? Do you need a big wing / forward? There's probably one or two of them for you in this draft. If you need a real center, your options are minimal. If you want like a shooting two, your options aren't super high. But most people are not looking. Toure versus Ant Robinson. I've been stupid high on Ant Robinson, and I'm not biased just because I'm a Mizzou guy. I mean, I've had him in the first round conversation the last couple of years. I've been disappointed by him this year, just Mizzou in general. He's still like as reckless as ever. You definitely like to see that him. I don't like hugely weight the fouling and the recklessness as a defender, but you know, it's not great. Toure, I know less of, but I think right now I'd probably lean. I don't know. I think I have him like really close on my board. Probably Robinson, just because he has these like unique offensive skills. His foul drawing, his like herky jerky movement, the touch, the pick and roll playmaking that I don't think at least I just haven't seen from Toure because I haven't watched as much of him. But Toure's defense is crazy. He absolutely locked up Bennett Sturts in that Iowa game. He's awesome, but definitely need to see more of his offense besides like some flashes of driving. And like Toure is obviously an impressive athlete. Like he's really flexible. He's long, so you can imagine how it would work, but he's much farther away. But yeah, I probably take Robinson of that group. Yeah, I think those are. I was gonna say. I'm trying to think of who else are the other best guard defenders in this draft. I think the best one is Peterson. Like, I feel like that's a different conversation. I like Saint Superi. Mario Saint Superi's defense has been really impressive at Gonzaga. Or like Spanish freshman point guard. He's awesome. He's going to be really good. I didn't think of him as like a one and done before the year, but he's moved me. Like Jeremy. Taman Lipsey is crazy on defense. That's the other one. Also Iowa State. Ridiculous backcourt. Even like Malik Thomas, I think has been better on defense than I expected him to be, even though he's like an offense first player. Another guard defense sleeper that I think is like known as an offense guy who and just like doesn't have the rep as a defender is Wesley Yates at Washington, who like just doesn't get as much usage anymore, but is like a really fucking good on-ball defender now, who also is, I think, pretty good off the ball. Could pass by roster in traffic. So he's definitely a sleeper who I like, and is probably not going to almost certainly not going to declare for this draft. But hey, he's going to get eyes because every NBA team is going to be watching Steinbach, obviously. But yeah, I think he's quite good on defense. Jeremy Fears Jr. as well, like fringy. Boogie Flan has gotten a lot better on defense, which is a really funny place to be considering what Boogie Flan was in high school. Cosby, just great block by Kezi. Cosby not moving me much in this game, unfortunately. Yeah, Casey's awesome. Such a long athletic player. Always fun to watch guys like that. Beckham. Ooh, good pass. I got through. Wow. Tough shot. O'Neal Delancey. Tough make right there. Rosser. Can't leave him open. And even if you don't leave him open, let's be real, he's probably just going to shoot over you, but like you definitely can't leave him open. He will shoot the ball over your head. What a good block. I mean, Akezi's just like block. The Montverde just doesn't have the length or the size to shoot over him. You see this in high school games sometimes where a certain like size and like quality of rim protector can just completely ruin a game. And that's currently what's happening. And obviously having Rosser and like Jackson Richardson out there doesn't help. That was a foul. That was just a bit of an overextension by OB, I think. Beckham. Oh, gets ripped there. Rosser fadeaway. He's going to take a lot of fadeaways. I mean, he can make that shot. It's not like a shot that I love. It's going to be a tempting one, though, because he's going to be able to get to it whenever he wants against anybody until he gets to college. And even in college, like if he adds strength, he's going to be good, like pacing and foul drawing right there. Yeah, I've been impressed with Beckham right here. Curious to see how he develops because I like his brother on defense a lot. He was fun at Arkansas. Would be cool to see Beckham Black go be a Calipari guard. It's really sound like screen usage. Obviously not like the most like athletic or explosive guy, but I like his pacing here, just like waiting for the right time to use the screen to get all the way downhill, and then just he's got the athleticism to explode and get up there. He doesn't finish the play, but I do really like the screen usage. Cosby in the open floor. Oh my god, yeah, he's fast and athletic. Definitely very out of control. But you can definitely at least see the athletic intrigue for sure. Size and athleticism. That'll get you. That'll definitely get you attention for sure. Becca misses the floater. Kezi offensive rebound. Yeah. Ant Black, or not Ant Black. Becca. Okay. Oh, Stephen A. Smith is there. Beckham Black is definitely not the best, like, non-screen creator. But that's okay. Especially if he can get to 6'7". I don't think he's that tall right now. Black. Beckham. What's he listed at right now? 6? No, not 6. 6'3". Okay. Yeah, that checks out. That makes sense. Let's see if Montverde can stage any sort of comeback. Celtics up on the Pistons early. Celtics are feisty. Kind of a fun thing that the Celtics are this like feisty underdog, scrappy team in this current state for the moment until they get Tatum back and it's just over. But has another block. I don't know how many blocks that is. It's got to be at least like 7, 8 impact contests, altered shots, whether that's blocks, contests, stuff like that. It has been overwhelming. But Montverde, hey, they're getting some points here. Let's lock in Southeastern Prep. Full court dribble handoff. I love that set. Not really a set, more just like a tech. Honestly, I think he just like recruits really well. I feel like he just has a generally good eye for guard talent, and like once you have like a couple guards who are good NBA players, it can just snowball. Like there are some bad Calipari guards, like Ty Washington is not, and like Ashton Hagans are not playing in the NBA. But I also think there's some level of like Calipari's system can be very rigid and doesn't let players always show like what they can actually do. Like, I think like Quickly is the best example of this in recent years. Hero is another example of this. So I think he's obviously developed his skill a ton. Booker as well, another one people think of a lot. Where maybe these players can be like undervalued because they aren't allowed to do as much, and then people realize they're more talented than they are because they like didn't watch them in high school or just don't have that context. But those are my main theories, at least, as somebody without like actually knowing anything. But yeah, I think the most logical answer is that he's just a very, very good guard talent evaluator. Roster, airball. Okay, that was a good pass. We'll call that a pass. Kessie. It's another altered shot contest. Probably an unnecessary. I think he blocked that shot. Did he? I can't even tell. Oh yeah, I think so. Insane. He is killing it in this game. Nice pass. I've enjoyed the passing from number 10. Who's that? I should know. Demarion Wesley, junior wing. He had some nice passes. That was a good one. I remember him having a nice like short roll pass. Kessie tips the ball in again and one. I mean, this is just way too easy. CJ Roster on offense, Ovi on defense has been the story, and Beckham Black's been good as well. Adrian Grossi. I mean, Montverde just does not have the horses very clearly to compete with this Southeastern team. And that's just high school basketball for you sometimes. More than sometimes, actually. Roster, is this pull-up? Yeah, you don't see a lot of guys at his size and his age doing that. Also, shout out to him for not falling for the trap of only pulling up for the NBA 3 when there's an NBA 3 line. If you ever watch like a high school game that has an NBA 3 line, just like pay attention, or maybe you noticed it throughout this game. I wasn't even talking about it. Like how many players spot up behind how many players spot up behind the NBA line for absolutely no reason? It's worth the same amount of points. And like Roster was still beyond the high school line there, just because that's like where the natural motion, I think, of his shot took him. But it is funny to see guys just like spotting up from 25 feet when 19 feet or whatever is a 3. And Roster, again, good job spotting up for a high school 3. It doesn't go in, but he's efficiency. He's going for that efficiency. I like that. Good screen. And it's not gonna be a lob. Jackson. Woo! That's gotta be so much fun to throw lobs to a guy who can dunk like that. I'm like, the only people in my life who I can ever throw lobs to can only make layups. It's disappointing. None of my friends can jump. And the ones who can are all short. Yeah, that was a fun game. That was, I think, mostly like the bench warmers are just in the game now. I still want to watch Gross at least. But cool, fun game. Thanks everyone for hanging out in the stream. And it's been a minute since I had been live. So thanks everyone for hanging out, and hope you have a nice day, night, whatever, rest of your evening, morning. I don't know. I'm just going to stop talking, but thanks everyone.